Yeah, you know what time it is, man. Homegrownradio.net.
All right, look, in the house with us right now, special guest.
Guest.
The Wow is in the building with us, man. We got KO the legend.
Woo.
We got Balthazar Getty.
You got it.
That's
You
it,
did
right?
it. That was
Thank you guys for coming on through today. What really intrigued me about you guys' story, and we'll get into pretty much everything. I want you guys to pretty much let people know who you are, where you're from, and all that. But the fact that you guys both had an interest of music that's outside of hip hop, and that's what kind of brought you guys together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you guys are just doing this epic and dope shit, but the shit that's outside of hip hop brought you guys together. So first of all, Getty, going to talk about who you are, where you're from, your background, and we'll do the same thing for KO and kind of get into the whole The Wild story.
Hey, yeah, so my name is Balthazar Getty. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to all your listeners. And we're The Wow, basically. I've been DJing and making beats since I was 14, 15, got my first decks and DJ'd with the Beastie Boys and grew up knowing all the Cypress guys and Far Side and just that whole movement. It was just kind of, I was still acting but was just on the like peripheral of that scene, so just always had hip hop in my blood, and had a rock kind of pop band, signed on Interscope in 06, 07, signed another band called She Wants Revenge over there. And then basically always wanted to do a hip-hop project, and I put out a solo record called Solar Drive on my label about a year ago. And one of the artists that was on it introduced me to KO, and they had known each other from also writing and producing other stuff. And I just started making hip-hop beats, and TC was like, I know a dope rapper, and I was like, okay, I've heard this one before.
This story many times, yeah.
Rappers are worse than actors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Now, KO, man, kind of get into your story, like your background and how your story up until you got with Getty here.
I'm from a place where like hip hop didn't exist, you know what I'm saying? San Luis Obispo.
Yeah,
so you had to
the 805.
Shout out to the 805. So you had to like really search for it. I was like one of the only black kids around, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's a lot of positives to that too, as far as just like being thrust into different cultures and whatnot, and that allowed me to absorb different types of music. So when I moved to LA, the first thing I got into was this battle situation on Power 106 called the Woe Call, and I was on that.
Oh, he was on that?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Wait, which one? The Baker Boys, or was it the Felly Fel?
Felly
Okay,
Fel,
Felly Fel, okay.
yeah.
So I had the record
The
for
Woe
that.
Call, I remember that shit.
They need to bring that back.
Hell yeah. The first week I was on that, I moved down here, and I called in the first day I moved down here, and I was on that shit for 5 months, and they had to kick me.
5 months?
Yeah, and they kicked me off of it. So Britney Spears heard me on the radio, and her guy, her producer homie, and like that put me in the pop world. And so through that I met different people and started writing on different things, and that led me to TC, and TC became like my mentor, and TC is the guy that Balt was talking about and the one that introduced us. So
where did all this come from? Like not gonna say your love for hip hop, but your love, or you guys' love for just doing things that are outside the box, because I think that is what evolves hip hop today, is the fact that you have all these genres merging together, different styles, people not really giving a fuck, but at the same time really wanting to contribute to the culture.
Right.
And we in Inglewood right now, so you gotta hear the fucking sirens in the back. But at the same time, it's like you guys really care about the culture in the sense of your passion, but it's not traditional, so it's something that's different that people aren't used to. But I think it's still important for the culture to push it forward.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, I think that collaboration is the future of media in general, you know what I'm saying? I think that every single creator has to be a network unto themselves. They have to be a broadcast channel unto themselves. They have to be a radio station, and there's all these tools that allow them to do so. And I think that Balthazar and I embrace just where the culture is going, and we both try to stay ahead of the curve sonically and regarding the different channels that media is consumed, you know what I'm saying? So I think we both just have that vision, and we both see that if we don't push the envelope, then I mean that means you're stagnant. And if you're stagnant, you're not moving. You know what I'm saying? So you either keep it moving or you die. And we trying to live over here. So that's what it really comes down to.
Chasing 40 acres and some horsepower, but the forecast say we getting more showers. Shit ain't sweet, in fact it's getting more sour. So I'm chasing money every day, 24 hours. This rap shit's the easiest. All my bars the beefiest.
What do you prefer in terms of the creation process? What do you actually prefer when it?
Well, I'm a total control freak, perfectionist.
That's why I wanted to get into
detailed
that.
motherfucker. Like everything we put out is something that I labor over and think about, you know, for a long time. I put a lot of thought and a lot of time and attention in everything we do.
The fact that you guys both were into things outside of genre, outside of hip hop, that connected you more, or was it the talent? Like, what was it?
It's actually the opposite, man. It's actually just the appreciation for the pure art form.
Okay.
Like we're backpackers, man. We like beats and rhymes and notepads and shit. You know what I mean? Graffiti cans, Krylon, and dope sneaks. You know, and like that was, you know, that's just what we ended up doing. It wasn't contrived. You know what I mean?
It was organic.
Exactly. Those are the beats I like to make, and KO's like a real MC, like he said. He's not a rapper, you know what I mean? It's like a master of ceremony, you know what I mean? It's a different thing.
Yeah, definitely a different thing.
What I will say about that is he's 100% right. It is because of hip hop, but I can't speak for both. But me personally, I felt a little trapped, you know, because rap niggas was not fucking with me.
Hell
you know what I'm saying?
I can imagine.
Like that's like I was doing that LMFAO shit back in the day when it was like
not popular,
not popping.
Yeah.
When the niggas at Interscope, I'm not gonna name names, was like, don't, the niggas that signed to LMFAO was like, don't bring this shit back up here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we don't want it.
You feel me? So for me, I was like, yo, well, I need the fucking, and when I would spit bars like I spit for the WoW, it wouldn't work over those tracks, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt trapped as an MC. So the WoW really gave me that opportunity to just get off and be like, okay, regardless of how you feel about what I'm doing over here, I'm an MC, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want these bars, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Balt gave me that opportunity to get that off.
So, KO, I gotta ask you this, man. We played a song a second ago.
Yes, sir.
And Trees, that shit went hard, man.
It wasn't Trees. We played Trees a second ago, yeah, but Talk My Shit. You kind of already know where I'm going with this, right?
I do.
All right, so you had a line in there. You said, "Killer Top Dog, just for entertainment, man." Right. Talk about that line.
I mean, at the time when I wrote that song, that was the day when I wrote that verse. That was the day after Control came out.
Oh.
You feel me?
You knew it.
I felt like that was a response to Control, but I'm like, let me just ask him to be on the safe side.
It was like the day after that shit came out, and I was honestly, I was hating. I was tired of niggas talking about that nigga. You feel me? I was like, God damn, I'm out here spitting these bars.
Yeah.
The fuck is up? Yeah. Like, I give bars to any of them niggas except for Solo. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, he's a problem. Yeah. I'm not going even front. But I mean, it wasn't no diss, man. I listen to their music. I'm a fan. But it was just one of those things, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the top nigga at that moment. So I was like, daggers. You feel me?
I heard KRS once say at one time that every single year he writes a disc for all the top 10 artists that's out there. Give me a KRS one story. You got one?
Oh yeah, I just battled that nigga
Get the fuck out of here.
2 weeks ago.
Get the fuck out of here.
At his birthday party.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I got video footage of it. I'll show you off the air. But my thing is, like, I put the footage up on my Instagram with no sound.
Yeah.
And like, I'm never gonna release.
Out of respect.
I'm never gonna release the audio for that. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted niggas to know it happened.
The
you know what I'm saying? But
bring fire to the world like Prometheus. Catch me sailing across the 7 seas, Odysseus. Kick raps to the tracks to cease. I show you how to make a masterpiece. I show you how to make a masterpiece. I show you how to make a masterpiece. I'm beyond the monster.
Now talk about, these relationships that you guys developed over the years, man, because a lot of people are listening right now, and you're saying you have Fat Lip, you got Method Man, you linked with KRS when you flew KRS went out, but like one thing that I do want our listeners and the people that are tuning in to understand, how did you get to that point? You know what I'm saying? How did you develop these relationships over the years?
Well, I mean, it's honestly different for every single scenario. You know, like for the Fat Lip situation, honestly, I was on Tuesday night, Emerson be popping. So one night I was stumbling out of Emerson on my lonely like I do, and Fat Lip was you're not doing my dirt about my lonely. Yeah. Fat Lip was on the street, and I was like, "Yo, you're Fat Lip," and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yo, I got a project that like it's real serious, and like we have a record that like you need to be on." I just really pulled up on that nigga like that, and he was with it. You know what I'm saying? And he saw that everything was above board, and he really vouched for the music. And same thing with Mobb Deep, like Rick Gonzalez, who was on the record with us. It's me, Prodigy, and Ball did the beat, of course, and Rick Gonzalez. And you know, I pulled up on him, and he signed to Prodigy. So I was like, "Yo, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like, we need Prodigy on this. So whatever you got to do, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So and they made it happen. And then I mean, some of the relationships are established, but some of them are just like, "Yo, if you really hip hop like you say you are, nigga, what's good with it?" You know what I'm saying? So,
what's the ideal situation for the Wild, man? Are you looking forward
in my mind?
In your mind, go ahead.
Yeah, in my mind, I mean, I live in the future, so to me, honestly, it would be to you know, get as much exposure as we possibly could, and then leverage that off with different companies, you know, and do different deals with brands versus doing deals with labels. You know what I'm saying? So,
what do you foresee in the industry, and what's going on for, let's say, 2016, 2017 and beyond? Like, what do you think the next shit is, without giving too much of your game plan? Obviously,
I mean, well, I could just give you, I mean, I live in the future, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I mean, I've been a big advocate for augmented reality and virtual reality for the past 6 years. See, I've been running around Hollywood talking about it. Niggas can vouch. You can go do your research. And now we see the Oculus Rift coming. We see Sony PlayStation is doing their VR headset. And I mean, I think that's just going to change content in general. I mean, that's the closest we're going to get to content being beamed into our minds, which is scary on its own. But that's where we're going, you know.
Let me ask you this, though. Before 2015 ends, what does the WoW have to bring to the table? What do you guys want to make sure you're doing before 2015 is up?
Honestly, I mean, with Poor versus Rich, there's just that we're gonna wake motherfuckers up. Okay. Honestly, like what we're talking about, everyone is talking about. But I feel like I believe in the Akashic field. For those that don't know what that is, and the Akashic field is something that, you know, the older generations used to talk about, where if someone has an idea at the same time, like this person might come up with a cure for a disease, and across the world this person might come up with a cure for the same disease. And it's because we're tapped into a greater thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's called that's the old ones called it the Akashic field.
It's like the OG Jinx.
Exactly.
Jinx. Like,
so
nigga,
all these songs came from that place. I mean, honestly, like, Balt just sent me the beats and I blacked out, and I don't know, and I woke up and the lyrics were there, and they're really poignant as far as what's going on, what we're seeing in culture, and it's I think it's gonna wake people up. Okay. Not only to us, but to like, oh shit, like I need to stop focusing on this and focus on this over here. Yeah.
Go to thewowmusic.com. Follow me at Balt Getty, one word. Follow KO the Legend everywhere. KO the Legend. Follow us. Who is the Wow? Go to thewowmusic.com. Check out the videos. Ton of stuff up there. We were just on the road with Waka. We got a dope short coming out, like a little documentary we did on the road. And some other EPKs on there, and a lot of dope videos. You know what I mean? It's definitely like an interactive site. And we have Abstracto. Album I produced also, records out right now. We just played in Boyle Heights. We're playing at the Virgil. You know, it's a 3-piece. I DJ, I play drums, and then we have a percussionist, and then Asdru sings and plays the trumpet. Then I have a band called Ringside, which is me and another cat. It's kind of like classic rock and shit with beats. And then Solar Drive, which is like my ultimate sort of solo record, where I bring all of the different cats I work with and write the records.
With small cats, I be chilling with the Forbes listers, kicking hard facts. Dressed in all black, no Batman. See through every MC, no cat scan. Breaking bare necks with my black hand, snapping backs and leaving bodies in the trash can.